All right, hi everyone. I'm recording this live unlisted so that I can get it up quickly. So it's not going to have any editing done to it. So please forgive any time I stumble or misspeak or whatever, because I'm going to try to get this up as quick as possible. There have been a crazy couple of days in this libel suit with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard with a UK publication that he's suing. And we're going to go through that all today, right now. And it's really some crazy stuff, okay? There's binges and fights and pooping in beds and all kinds of stuff. So let's see what's going on here. Let me just get all of my notes that I've been compiling. Okay, where's my, let me just go back to my notes here. Here we are. Okay, so Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are probably wishing that Edward Scissorhands could cut them out of the mess they're in, right? It's a real life War of the Roses here, and we're going to go over another one too, because we're going to go over the Da Vinci Code author and maybe later tonight or maybe in a separate video. But there are a lot of contentious divorces going on right now and suits. So they brought fireworks a few days shy of the 4th of July to the British courtroom yesterday and today, where Johnny Depp labeled his ex as sociopathic and denied beating her. Amber said to the world that she was in fear of her life for me, and I had been this horrible monster, if you will, which was not the case. Johnny Depp said in a written statement released as he took the stand in a libel case. I am now convinced that she came into my life to take from me anything worth taking and then destroy what remained of it. Direct quote from Johnny. The 57-year-old actor is suing the UK's The Sun over a 2018 article that labeled him a wife beater, and that was based on Amber's allegations that he repeatedly assaulted her during their doomed romance. The contentious couple's dirty laundry and massive drama was hung out in the London courtroom as the trial began yesterday. The long-haired Pirates of the Caribbean and Edward Scissorhands star arrived for court dressed in a blue suit, wearing shades, and Amber strolled through a separate entrance, accompanied by her sister, lawyer, and girlfriend in a black dress using a red polka-dotted scarf as a face mask, which she took down for photos. And I'm going to just put those photos, some of those photos up as we go through this. So that we'll put Johnny's picture up first. I can just move my slide up here. No, yes. Okay, let me just pull that. My notes. Okay. So this is really very wild ride, but just bear with me. Like I said, I am doing this live, so, but this will allow us there. Now we've got that there, and so that's how he arrived at court, and I'll show you her in just a second. So that is how she arrived. She did pull that down as he did, but she smiled very widely for photos, you know. Okay. Now, a spokesperson for Amber told a major media publication that Amber never asked for these proceedings to take place, that Amber obtained a domestic violence restraining order against Depp back in 2016 and has tried to move on with her life. It is Johnny Depp who brought these proceedings against a British newspaper and has dragged her to the UK courts to give evidence on some of the most distressing moments of her life. Amber penned an op-ed for the Washington Post in 2018. and she described her abuse, but never mentioned Johnny Depp. The actor filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit for claims that his ex-wife insinuated he was the abuser and called her allegations a hoax. Amber has recounted years of abuse she endured by her ex-husband, Johnny, in new court documents filed in response to his $50 million defamation lawsuit against her. The actress referred to Johnny Depp as the monster multiple times in the court filings. She claimed he wouldn't remember the abuse due to his excessive drinking and drug use. At their LA apartment in December of 2015, Johnny Depp, she alleges, grabbed her by the hair and throat, slapped her in the face, and screamed, "I'll effing kill you, you hear me." He allegedly dragged her on a bed and began punching her head, breaking the bed frame in the process. Allegedly. And that is all alleged by Amber. Now, Johnny Depp's lawsuit centers on an April 2018 story in the British tabloid headlined, "Potty, how can J.K. Rowling be genuinely happy casting wife beater Johnny Depp in this new Fantastic Beasts film?" The Sun, the publication that's being sued, their lawyer said in court the defendants will demonstrate that the description of Mr. Depp as a wife beater is entirely accurate and truthful. The defense is supported by witness testimony, medical evidence, photographs, video, audio recordings, digital evidence, and Mr. Depp's own texts. But Johnny Depp said the sick allegations that he ever physically hurt the actress are totally untrue. Amber Heard is expected to testify during the 3-week trial. There may also possibly be words from Depp's former partners, Vanessa Paradis and Winona Ryder, both of whom have submitted statements supporting the Hollywood star. Okay. 5 different courtrooms were taken up by the proceedings because of the social distancing concerns amid the coronavirus pandemic, right? Depp was in the main courtroom with only the judge, a few clerks and lawyers, and Amber Heard remained out of sight in an overhead public gallery. The actor stated his testimony by giving his full name, which is John Christopher Depp II. He admitted that he had already taken every drug known to man by the age of 14, but he insisted he was not a monster who beat Amber or any other woman. And during his testimony, he said that it was inconceivable that he would ever hit a woman, saying his Southern upbringing taught him it was very important to respect females. He was quickly confronted over his heavy drug use, his troubled childhood, and his notorious hotel trashing tantrum in New York. The star admitted having used cocaine, ecstasy, LSD, psychedelic mushrooms, and pot, calling them the only thing I found to numb the pain. Complaining of a difficult childhood, he said he struggled with his fame, explaining, "Even when I speak my own name, it sounds foreign to me." Now, where did this couple meet, right? They began dating in 2012. A year later is when Amber claims she first saw him abuse drugs and alcohol and said, and this is a quote, "Johnny often would not remember his delusional and violent conduct after he came out of his drunk or medicated states. Because I loved Johnny, I had believed his multiple promises that he could and would get better. I was wrong." In May of 2014, the actress claimed that Johnny began heavily drinking, threw items, and verbally abused her on a private flight. He kicked Amber in the back, she said. He kicked her in the head, she said, knocking her to the ground, and passed out in the bathroom for the rest of the flight. Johnny allegedly apologized via text, saying he couldn't remember what happened. His assistant also texted Amber saying he's a little lost boy and needs all the help he can get. Amber and Johnny got married in February 2015, but a month later, he went on a 3-day bender on ecstasy when he was supposed to be sober. So she met him And 3 years later, and all of this stuff happened, but she still married him 3 years later, right? Amber goes on to say, Johnny told me that I had not explicitly forbidden him from taking ecstasy. The argument heated up, and Johnny pushed me, slapped me, and shoved me to the ground before I retreated to a locked bedroom, Amber says. Johnny allegedly resumed drinking and abusing his former wife throughout the 3 days. He threw her through a ping pong table, choked her, and wrote messages in blood and oil on the walls before being hospitalized. To this day, Amber says, I still have scars on my arms and feet from this incident. After Johnny reportedly threw a cell phone at her face like a baseball pitcher in May of 2016, Amber decided to leave him for good and filed a restraining order. They divorced in January of 2017, and Amber reported the abuse but found very little support by the public. I lost a part for a movie in which I had already been cast. People I have never met or spoken to threatened me with violence. I received so many death threats, I had to change my phone number on a near weekly basis. She said, people accused me of having abused Johnny. That simply is not true. I never attacked Johnny other than in self-defense. Where are death threats and all that stuff? Sounds like YouTube. Okay, Johnny made a number of extraordinary claims in the opening day of his libel case against the publisher of The Sun. Johnny claims he has never hit Amber or any other woman in his life. Depp was quoted by a publication as saying, I am from a Southern family and rules were instilled in me from birth by my mother. You would be a Southern gentleman or it would be beaten into you. Amber alleges Johnny was violent towards her during their marriage and received that temporary restraining order against him in 2016. That came after throwing the cell phone like a pitcher at her face. I wonder if she has all these pictures of this. I wonder what's going to be brought out in here. Now, Amber is the Sun's star witness in this libel case, and Johnny's ex-partners, like I said before, including Vanessa and Winona, are due to speak in court on his behalf. It's expected to last 3 weeks. Let's see. Now, there was an incident on the 12th of May, 2016, that supposedly Amber confessed to their estate manager, Kevin Murphy, that she left feces in the bed and it was just a harmless prank, thereby effectively acknowledging that she had been responsible for those feces, whereas she had previously sought to blame our dogs, Johnny Depp said. But Depp said the poop couldn't have been the work of the pair's tiny Yorkshire teacup terriers because they were too small to jump up on the high bed, and besides, their poo would have been a lot smaller. Johnny Depp said that's when he decided to divorce Amber, whom he had been locked in a vicious public battle with for several years, even after their official split in 2017. Johnny Depp is testifying as part of a libel suit, with The Sun. And one of The Sun's lawyers, whose name is Sasha Wass, said in court on Tuesday, his wife-beating behavior included throwing objects at Amber, slapping her across the face, kicking her, gripping her around the throat, and threatening to kill her. Regarding the poop incident, Johnny says that disgusting incident occurred after a party for Amber's 30th birthday in their Los Angeles penthouse, and that was May of 2016, following a blow-up between the stormy couple. Apparently, she pooped in the bed. Now, the following morning, Amber, or possibly one of her friends, defecated in their shared bed, Depp said. So it was either her or one of his friends, he alleges, and then says she copped up to it, but said it was a prank. Then there was the dogs involved, couldn't be the dogs. So yeah, just a gross incident all around. Now, Johnny said he partly got into drugs because of his interest in the counterculture, said that many of his literary heroes have been opium users. The actor said, "It has been a subject that I have learned about." He also talked about several of his famous idols, including the Rolling Stones guitar legend Keith Richards and the late writer Hunter S. Thompson, whose ashes the actor had fired from a cannon at a cost of $5 million. Johnny Depp portrayed Thompson in the 1998 flick Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, quoted as saying, he quoted Thompson to laughter in the courtroom, saying, "I hate to advocate drugs, alcohol, violence, or insanity to anyone, but they've always worked for me." And again, he was quoting Thompson to the laughter in the courtroom. Okay, and one of Amber's lawyers asked Johnny whether he had supplied Avengers star Paul Bettany with whatever medication or controlled drugs he asked for. Johnny responded, "If he was feeling anxious or he was feeling unpleasant, I would give him what he asked for, including cocaine." Depp said he also gave drugs to rocker Marilyn Manson maybe twice. He admitted to spending nearly $30,000 a month on wine, although he claimed it wasn't all for himself. Johnny Depp credited Elton John with helping to eventually get him sober, admitting to the superstar singer once in an email that he had a brain and liver resembling former British Prime Minister Mrs. Margaret Thatcher. "I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for you," Depp wrote John, referring to his demons. Meanwhile, as Johnny Depp was pursuing Amber Heard romantically, he called singer Vanessa Paradis his former lover and the mom of his two kids, his French ex albatross. Johnny also testified Tuesday, 3 years after his and Amber's divorce, that the actress was nothing but a fame-seeking user, a calculating, diagnosed borderline personality. For example, at the time the pair met, she repeatedly told me, this is Depp speaking, how much she adored my films. That's what he said in his statement presented in court. However, later in our relationship, she admitted that she had never seen any of my films. She knew what she wanted, and I was an easy target, he said. He added in the statement that Amber once told his former head of security that Depp was a fat old man and that she did not know why she married me. Amber later denied saying it. The actor recalled, she is sociopathic, she is a narcissist, and she is completely emotionally dishonest," Depp alleges of Amber. "I am now convinced that she came into my life to take from me anything worth taking and then destroy what remained of it." Okay, we went over the poop. Let me see here. Now, Johnny also talked about how his friend, actor River Phoenix, died of a heroin overdose at his nightclub, the Viper Room in West Hollywood back in '93, saying he passed away on the sidewalk just outside my club. The actor said the actor was forced to talk about supplying his then 13-year-old daughter, Lily Rose, with pot, saying that he felt safer, and he felt it was safer than his daughter trying some at a party that could be laced with something. Now there are new photos. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me pull some photos up here because I have. Here's another photo of there. I'm just going to pull some photos here, and then I'm going to pull over one of the photos that surfaced in court today. Let's get this over there. Hang on. I also didn't show the very graphic photos of his finger, which we're going to talk about in a minute because it's pretty gross. And I didn't want to gross anybody out with that. But I am going to show this one. Okay, and that's one of the new ones that surfaced today. So these new photos, he definitely was not having the breakfast of champions there, because he was on an alleged diet while on a drug bender with cocaine, booze, and a pill box all laid out on a table. The images were taken by his ex, Amber Heard, and they were shown to the British court on Wednesday, today. They feature a table littered with alcohol and drugs at their Los Angeles home in 2013. 4 lines of what appear to be cocaine are seen on the table, along with a credit card nearby. There was also 2 glasses of whiskey, as well as a skull and crossbones decorated pill box marked property of JD. Questioned about the image, Depp didn't deny that the drug paraphernalia belonged to him. If they were mine, I would wonder why they had been photographed, Depp said. I don't even know if it's cocaine or not. The court heard that Johnny was supposed to be filming a documentary about Rolling Stones star Keith Richards when he started snorting more and more lines of cocaine. In another image, Johnny was seen fully clothed, passed out on the floor beside his bed. But the actor insisted that he was sleeping, not passed out, and that his head is on a cushion. Okay. Johnny was on the stand for the second day today, and this is an explosive libel trial that's going to continue for approximately 3 weeks. So we will go over that, as it progresses. He denied having a nasty, angry side, even as he was confronted about trashing a hotel room in Manhattan at the Mark Hotel with then girlfriend Kate Moss back in '94. He said, I don't know the exact amount of damage. And when it was suggested by the defense that it cost $10,000 worth of damage, he dismissed it as a few dents. He blamed it on a particularly bad couple of days, saying I was angry. That didn't mean I had an anger problem. On that occasion, I chose to express my anger. The court also heard a statement from actress Ellen Barkin, who said that Johnny Depp had thrown a bottle of wine across a hotel room on one occasion and had gotten jealous and angry. When Depp replied, untrue, saying that Ellen Barkin held a grudge. Depp's lawyer, David Sherbone, read an extract from a 2015 tape in which Amber called the actor a effing baby after she allegedly physically assaulted him, saying, and this is quoting her on this tape, you got hit, but I did not punch you. Amber told him on the tape, I did not effing deck you, I effing was hitting you. Depp also claimed in a written statement that Amber once used his face as a punching bag aboard a private jet. He said he was forced to hide in the bathroom. In addition, his lawyers introduced bloody photos showing Johnny's severed right middle fingertip and the actor lying on a stretcher after what they claim was a particularly vicious fight in Australia in March of 2015. And that was just 1 month after they were married. Happy honeymoon. Amber severed my finger with the second of 2 thrown vodka bottles at me in the early afternoon of Sunday, March 8th. Johnny then allegedly used his finger stump to scrawl accusations of infidelity by Amber in blood and blue paint on the walls and a mirror at their villa. His handiwork included the words, starring Billy Bob Easy Amber, referring to actor Billy Bob Thornton, Amber has denied cheating on Johnny with Billy Bob Thornton. Johnny said he also suffered a cigarette that Amber allegedly stubbed out on his cheek. And Amber's camp has previously denied the allegations and claimed that Johnny mutilated himself in a booze and drug-fueled jealous rage when he smashed a telephone across a wall and a piece of plastic from the phone severed his finger. His lawyers also revived claims that Amber had more than just the affair with the alleged affair with Billy Bob, but said that she had affairs during their marriage with Elon Musk and James Franco. Amber, Elon, and James have all denied this claim. Now, the son's lawyer fought back by focusing on Johnny Depp's own past violence and notorious partying. They showed the court a video that captured Johnny once violently kicking in his and Amber's kitchen cabinets while tossing a wine bottle and yelling, "MF her." Now, when he was asked by the son's lawyer, Sasha Wass, if he described his behavior as violent after seeing that, he responded, "I was violent with some cupboards." Clearly, I wasn't in the best frame of mind. I was very upset, he said. Let's see, we also went through that. Okay, and let's see what else we have here. Now, regarding his finger, he didn't seek medical attention for 1 day, so apparently the tip could not be saved. And the photos, like I said, I'm not showing them. They're kind of gruesome. But, you know, we did look at the other photos, and I will pull this one over. But that's what we have for the first 2 days there. And of course, you know, I'll be looking at this every day and see what else. This sounds like it's going to be really crazy, but I do want to get this up. Put your thoughts in the comments and, you know, let me know what you think about this. Let me see something. Let me just stop this sharing. And okay, there. So yeah, let me just, oh, I'm sweaty. Let me know what you think, and let me put this back where this should go. Okay, and we'll talk about it because it sounds like it's going to be crazy. First 2 days are like nuts, right? All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later tonight. I do have the Da Vinci author. He's going through a crazy divorce now. Well, like it's like this. It's like after the divorce because she's finding out that he siphoned money for mistresses. And then I had one other crazy one there. Who was it? Well, it was basically him. And then, oh, yes, something on Ghislaine and an ex-housewife star. So I have that little controversy that we'll probably do tonight. So stay tuned. Want to see you then. And everybody have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.